The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's 8:30 and I have my co-anchors this morning, James Orris and thank you, James. And our special guest, Gideon Itimi, the jazz artist who plays the guitar, who writes music, who sings music, who produces music, and who does a whole lot more. Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get on to our first story of the day. Mr. Macaroni, who is a popular skit maker, comedian. Right.
I love them.
Yeah, okay. So apparently he says that he's received a death threat, and this is following his recent activism against injustice. Now, he actually did post one of these messages he received, and it was vile, really, to see that message. He's been very outspoken, coming off the NSAS protest in 2020 and building up to the elections. He's one of those people that have made sure that they said what it is that they had to say. And maybe it does seem like a few people don't like that.
They never like it, I guess. It's always a tricky thing to have somebody who is famous speak against maybe something you believe in. I'm hoping that these are like harmless, because to be honest, they're actually harmless death threats. And nobody's really intending to do anything to the man, frankly. But I mean, this should not really like maybe cause the police, I guess, to kind of like help out in whatever way. But we're in a country where that even seems like a really like a stretch. Like it's entirely up to Mr. Macaroni to figure out how he's going to protect himself from whatever it is that might be coming. Hopefully nothing is coming. I mean, that's.
But do you think people realize that sending these sort of messages on social media could actually be a crime?
Yeah, but I think most of them do it anonymously. I think that's part of it. And even if they didn't, do we really have the... I mean, I'm sure we do have the infrastructure, frankly. The police, I'm sure they do. But would they be interested in like activating it on behalf of somebody like this? I think that's kind of always the question, and nobody can answer that with any sort of definiteness.
Right.
James? I mean, it's actually unfortunate, but I'm also not surprised that he's getting all of these death threats. I mean, I don't know why people are so... Because this is democracy, first of all. It's an election. Everybody has a right to whoever they want to support.
Yeah, James, but remember, a few years ago, they said it was do or die. A former president said that, by the way. That yes, do or die.
Yes,
so don't forget that.
It doesn't even make sense. Even at that. This guy is coming from a place of personal experience, a place of injury and all of that. Everybody, we all know the story of what happened to Mr. Macaroni in the past. During the NSAS period, and even post NSAS, And if he's coming with the conviction of with that feeling that, oh, this government has not been fair to the masses or young people, he's talking from a place of conviction, from his own perspective. Do you understand? So I don't see any right or any reason why, nobody has a right to go and start sending death threats and stuff. I mean, I saw the letter that he shared on his page, and I felt like it was too much. It was way too much. And always just mentioned that maybe going to the police or to security personnel for protection. These are the same people that
arrested him
and also did everything that hurts to him. So who is the guy supposed to trust? Who is he supposed to run to?
This is raising a very important question. I'm thinking, should Nigerian artists invest more in their own private or personal security?
I think they all do.
I mean,
I've seen some of them, and everybody's walking around like regular folk like you and I.
And let me tell you, Zibi, even if you invest in your personal security, so what's going to happen? Is it that you have you have civilians carrying weapons, or you go and pay one huge amount to the police or to who to give you security personnel? Do you understand? I don't know how that works. How many can you possibly get at a time?
I mean, if I'm walking down the street and I have two men who are KOS size beside me, I'm sure people would think twice.
But these guys don't usually walk down the street. How many times have you ever seen?
You don't really
I see them walking down the street though.
Yeah, I mean, it depends
Really?
if you live in the same estate.
Well,
that's true.
oh, yes, exactly.
Okay.
You know, so
Zippy is part of the elite, so.
Maurice, that is not true. I am
Oh,
part of the
days.
masses.
so I mean that's why you cannot really see too much. I mean, someone like Davido, for instance. I mean, Wizkid.
Exactly.
I mean, when they roll, they roll big. Do you understand? So, but that's different. But that's not also to say that when there's a deliberate attack against you, that they're not going to get you. So, but we, like always said, we just hope that these are just empty threats. But because this is for someone like Mr. Macaroni, who's popular, who decided to share his. But I know some people who got the same kind of threats in their messages on their via DM, while they just because they said whatever they wanted to say or how they felt about the last election. And like I said, it would have been nice if the police take this thing seriously, but also going according to the law, what he needs to do as well, aside bringing it to the open on social media, is go and file a report. And then let your lawyer know as well what's going on.
All right. So it seems like elections are not only causing battles between celebrities and unknown trolls, but it's also causing battles among celebrity friends. So two Nollywood actresses, Choma Chukwuka, Georgina Onoha, seems like they used to be friends back in the day, but they had a difference of opinion when it comes to elections, and it led to a lot of a public battle on social media. How do you constructively have a political conversation with a friend without it getting to the level where all holds are barred and friendship is out of the window?
It's not possible.
I mean, I know how I felt when I walked in and saw Oris wearing an Arsenal jersey.
Yes, by the way.
So it comes with a lot of emotions. It comes with a lot of passion. People,
Exactly.
and then this election was
So
one of
much
the most,
elections.
especially when we have young people and people who, some people who lack emotional intelligence. They just go all without thinking about the fact that even the person you're supporting does not even know you, does not even care about
James,
you.
I don't agree.
What do you not agree
I
with?
don't think it's a lack of emotional intelligence. I think
No, that's what I said.
Gideon, you're observing. I like that. The jazz guy just observes. But you need to tell us, what do you think about this?
Okay, yeah. So I think that people need to be more open to other people's opinions, and I feel like if somebody has a different kind of thinking from you, that doesn't mean that you have to now subject your own kind of thinking on them. So they are open. They are free to share what they want to share, but let's not get to the point where we start bringing negative vibes into different opinions, especially when it has to do with politics and kinds of leaders. So people just need to just respect people's opinions. Okay, this is what you want, fine, but at the end, let the best man win.
Unfortunately, that's no longer possible. Sorry.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic, and this one has to do with Nigerian stars performing at a festival, and this is J. Cole's festival. So we have Burna Boy, Era Star, and Victony. They are the only Nigerian artists that will be performing at this Dreamville festival. Is this a festival that you're familiar with?
Do you know the fun about this headline? Even with just the only Nigerian, we have 3 Nigerians there.
Yeah.
And then the headline says the only. What are you? I don't understand.
But maybe we were expecting way more
How?
artists.
It's a J. Cole concert. It's not the Grammys. Why are we? What is it about it? It's a very small. It's a It's a 2 concert. Let me put it like that.
So, are you familiar with this concept?
I am, because J. Cole does this it's like what's it called? Like the last one. Who did it? Okay, actually, Burna Boy this year, January 1st. The Burna Boy kind of concert. So it's like one artist doing something.
Oh, right.
So, but he has a small record label, and so some of his artists perform at it. So it's not something. This is not something major. So there's no need to say only. But for me, the more important question is, how did they pick Victony? I think for me that's the question. Right? I think nowadays, whenever you hear of anything happening outside of Nigeria, or in the West, Burna Boy is almost definitely going to be there, because it seems to be our most successful exports musically. But I'm like, okay, these other names, I'm like, Victony, that's interesting. I'm assuming that somebody was looking online and was checking out a bunch of videos on TikTok maybe, and so there's this dance challenge to his song Soweto with him. I'm assuming that's kind of how he got selected, because I was like really surprised, like Victony. That's
what kind of music does Victony do?
It's the same Afrobeat,
It's
but he has a
Afrobeat.
lot more. I think more South
Soul,
African. That's
or
no, I think more.
Amapiano?
I'm a piano-ish thing going on. But I think this one song that I think has been successful internationally is that particular song with tempo, the one that has that whistle verse.
Yes, that one did very well. But
Yeah, I think
before that
that's
one, the collaboration with Mayor Kun, Holy Father.
Outside of Nigeria, no.
Okay, I don't know. But I was just your question right now. Alex was asking the same thing. Why Ira Star and Victoni?
Yeah,
But I also feel like
strange
it's
names.
still attached to the same popularity on social
Arsenal is
media.
big in Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said earlier, in the West, there are
Right.
certain names you hear.
So maybe
you're
they
like,
said,
okay,
Burna Boy,
fine.
please recommend 2 of your colleagues. And Burna's like, okay, let me.
We will not go do that.
Let me tell you.
I don't know, Burna Boy.
Burna Boy does not have any colleague. He does not
Exactly.
see
A
anybody.
category of
Take
one.
notes.
Really?
Don't be
Man
calling
is the
Burna Boy and
category
it's
of one.
Burna
And
Boy and others.
I don't think he has a single song with any of these artists, by the way.
No,
Does
I
he?
don't think so.
I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
There's a song with Victoni, maybe.
But I know, I think one of his concerts or so, I saw him backstage, hugging or maybe greeting, like they were. Sort of. So why?
The Victoni.
Yes, Victoria.
Okay.
So I think Burna Boy might be.
Do
They
you
might be
think
friends.
Burna Boy might be looking to get a label at any point?
Come on, it's not even advisable.
He has
What
a label.
was it for?
No,
He
I mean
has
like
his
he's
label.
a personal one,
He has a
and
personal
like
label.
tried to
He
sign
does
other
it.
artists.
He did.
Especially
He
boy,
once had Buju was under his label, by the way.
Oh.
Before,
yes.
yes.
I think it's
So
That's
yeah,
spaceship.
if Burna Boy listens to your music, if he's listening right now and he loves your music and he says, get in touch with that guy, I want to sign him, would you sign with Burna Boy?
That's a very interesting
Say
question.
the truth. Say the truth.
He might be listening.
I would consider. The reason is because of one is global relevance,
Exactly.
and also to bring a different kind of sound. So if he's interested in something that is a bit deviated from what he's currently doing, yes, I'll be open to that.
No,
of course.
What if it's something that I'm sure we're willing to do that? Some kind of middle ground between what he does and what you do.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Fusion.
Yeah, fusion, exactly. So I'm always excited about fusion.
Meanwhile, actually, Burna Boy has a song with Victoria on the last album.
Oh.
He does, eh? Okay.
Okay, so we might be seeing it. Maybe that's where that connection comes from.
Maybe, just maybe, actually.
Okay, Xavier from Bagada says, shout out to Giddy. I love his sound. Yay. Don't worry, Debo is covered. Nothing formed against him will prosper. And then Xavier says, I watched the video Choba put out on Instagram from start to finish. For me, Georgina has always been a bit temperamental as a person if you follow her on the gram. That said, Georgina was wrong for calling Choma out in public. The conversation they had was private, so why come out and say it in public? I think they both did the public thing. Georgina said it, Choma posted receipts. So it's like, all right, let's take it to the public. Why do we keep getting involved? We as the public, and I'm the spokesperson for the public right now. Why do we need to know what is going on with these people arguing with their friends?
Public
They're
figures.
public figures.
Public figures.
Public figures give public people
Exactly.
information and tell us what's happening in their public
In the
private
private life.
life. Yeah.
PPP, a different kind.
So how are you a public personality if we don't even know anything about you?
Exactly.
Well, you have to give it to those public figures though, that you never really know what's going on in their personal
Exactly.
lives.
So one of the reasons
Because
I'm going to say this, I'm going to say
Ebuka
this, that yes, exactly that. The one person I feel like we kind of like, but nobody knows what he's thinking, is Ebuka. And I think
Right.
it's the reason why he's never been like at the center of any major controversy. Because all of his opinions are all in his mind. Nobody knows what he's thinking. Did he vote Tinubu? Nobody knows. Did he vote Peter Obi? Nobody knows. Does he like Burna Boy?
No, but I can
Who
tell you
knows?
that he
Does
voted.
You can't tell us because you don't know. It's a
I know.
secret ballot. No, you
Nobody
don't know.
knows.
You don't know.
You
You
don't
don't
know.
know, James.
You don't
You
know.
do not know. Let's move
Yes.
on.
He has not made it public. He has not made it public.
All right. So Michael B. Jordan is set to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Is he set or he has?
Well, okay, so he's received it now. Well, he received it yesterday, I believe. Okay, that was the ceremony. I haven't had a chance to catch up with it. What do you think about Michael B. Jordan, really?
He deserves it.
I mean, I think it's
Yes,
early.
what?
I know, I won't lie. I think it's really early. I think Michael B. Jordan hasn't been famous for more than 5-6 years, frankly. So it just feels like, okay, this is, I don't know. I don't know if the establishment are getting like.
You know you pay for it, right?
Of course, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's just the thought that he was even offered, like, you know what, it is time to do this. It feels to me like that's quite impressive. Such a wonderful growth in such a short period of time. It could be like maybe the Marvel thing plus the fact of the Creed franchise, which is also successful. So he's like a member of two big franchises. So maybe that's also why this is possible. And of course, I'm sure his PR team are working overtime to like.
Do you think
make
that
sure
relationship
this
with
guy-
Laurie helped?
Of course not.
It
What
didn't?
is that?
That did not do anything.
What
for
is
me.
Are
that?
you sure?
No, he didn't
What
do
is
anything for me.
what are you talking about? What?
He didn't-
I'm
that was
just
the
saying.
Zibi, how did you even get?
Really?
Just saying.
If anybody, it's the present guy. What's his name? Damon.
Oh yeah,
Damon.
Damson.
Yeah, Damson. Damson is British, right? So he hasn't quite gotten famous enough that such a thing as dating Laurie helps his
Can
own
help his
image, But not like a B. Jordan. The man is king. He wasn't a Disney thing. Please, just please. No, don't worry.
Okay. We've got a message coming through. Maria from Amuwo says, big shout out to Gideon. I love your song. You're so calm and the lyrics are superb. Yeah, that's a lot of love for you, Gideon. That's a lot of love. A lot of love. But we're out of time. But I want to ask though, are you on social media? I mean,
Yes, of course. I am on social media. So you can find me on Instagram as Giddy Business. So GIDIBASSNESS. So that's Giddy Business. On Facebook, you can find me, Gideon Itimi. On Twitter, Gideon_Itimi. On YouTube, Itimi Gideon on YouTube. And on all the
We'll just Google
streaming
Gideon
platforms.
Itimi.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you so much, Gideon, for coming
welcome.
through. Your song
Welcome.
sounds brilliant. A lot of love out there for your music and for you as well.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you on that. And of course, thank you for listening. Thank you for your messages. And special thanks to Oris and... That was James' thing.
No,
Oris.
I'm just saying. He's
Oh,
the one who has
Hey,
who has
I'm
the
the one who
force.
says yeah. So guys, catch us Oris and James
Exactly.
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
The James and Oris show. We rock.
All
Zibi will
right.
stop us there too.
Unfortunately, I have to, even though I don't want to, but I kind of have to. But thank you for coming. And do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.